U.S. and international affairs analyst Calvin Dark is in Washington for us. Calvin, should the U.S. government be closely monitoring these renewed partnerships between China and Japan? Both of them are also U.S. allies in the region.
Here in Washington, it's like a daily game of trying to figure out if President Trump is playing three-dimensional chess or Angry Birds. If he's playing chess and in the background is pushing our Asian allies to get over their differences so that they can partner with the U.S. to tackle common threats like North Korea, that's strategic. Or it could be that our Asian allies realize they can't depend on U.S. leadership like they have, and so they're making sure that they don't put all of their eggs in the U.S. basket. Frankly, the Trump administration hasn't articulated a strategy, so it's looking more like Angry Birds.
Yeah, but should they respond to Russia's growing influence in Asia?
One thing we know definitely about Putin is the KGB trains you to play the long game. President Putin knows that if relations with the U.S. sour, either through the Trump administration or hashtag Robert Mueller, he needs that leverage that partnering with Asian allies could have, because it'll be a lot harder to isolate Russia in the event that they continue to be a threat.
President Putin is still talking signing a deal with Japan before the end of the year. His country is also conducting war games with China. Would these affect relations between the two countries and between China, Japan, and the United States, or between China and Japan together, or between China, Japan, and Russia? I know it sounds confusing, but try.
Well, no, now that's three-dimensional chess right there. A way to simplify all of that is that the way that Donald Trump campaigned and the way that he's tried to run on America's strength is that the world can't get by without the U.S. If pushed, these countries, our allies in Asia, can find other partnerships like with Russia, so they're not completely left not protected. So I think the Trump administration's got to keep that in mind, that we might be the biggest game in town, but not the only one.
Do you think this also complicates the relations for us here in Africa?
This administration doesn't have a clear Africa strategy, and I also don't think that they see Africa as an opportunity for security, economic, and development cooperation. China is strategically placing its influence in Africa, and militarily that's important for the United States, and also for resources, because Africa as a continent has so many natural resources. And like I said, that's towards the long game. And we would be better in the U.S. if we kept that in mind.
Looking forward to a game of chess with you, Calvin. Thanks a lot for joining us on The World Today.
Thank you.